Hallo zusammen. Welcome to the stream, everyone. Welcome, welcome. Herzlich willkommen. Heartily welcome. Translated literally, by the way. This is what some Germans may say. It's one of the greetings you can say when you want to welcome someone in a very heartwarming way, basically. That is the purpose of that. How is everybody? There was a mixture of everybody and everyone. Everybody. Yeah. How is everybody doing? Beranger. Hallo. Hi. Thanks for tuning in. Und Tobi. Hi. Danke auch für die Werbung. Habe ich gerade eben gesehen auf Discord. Danke, danke. Sehr nett von dir. I appreciate that. Sehr, sehr nett. So, jetzt mal gucken, ob das hier alles richtig läuft. We have to take care of all this running smoothly because it was a bit wonky today in terms of, bandwidth in the internet in my part of town. So, keeping our fingers crossed like that. Or as we do in Germany, by the way, pressing our thumbs, which is the equivalent to that. Wishing luck, wishing someone luck. Mirotaya. Hi, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for being back. Much appreciated. Yes, it is. How are you doing, everyone? Nice to be back. First time in 2023. First live stream on this channel this year and this month. And it was a bit spontaneous, to be honest. Yesterday I thought, okay, well, when will I have the next live stream? When it's going to take place. And I just saw that, the month is almost over, so I have to do it now, I guess, if I wanted to do some live stream shenanigans in January still. So, Clute Goodwin. Hello, Dave. Hi to Texas. Greetings to Texas, to the United States, of course, and wherever you are from, all you guys. Cheers from Germany. And thanks for tuning in. What time is it in Texas, I wonder? Schon das von Linkin Park mitbekommen? Nee, worum geht's? Haben die einen neuen Sänger? Oder? I mean, it's the 20th anniversary of Meteora. Linkin Park's second album this year, so. Hi, how is your 2023 going so far? CD3PO. See what you did there. Nice name. My 2023, which is pretty much the year 2023 written out as a number. That's the German language. Yeah, I mean, so far it's been great. I can't lie, I've been to the doctor this month a few times to get my regular checkup, basically, get my blood tested and urine and everything's fine. The only thing that I'm sort of struggling with, but I sort of knew that, so it wasn't new information, I have high blood pressure, but now I got some, medicine for that, so yeah, everything's fine. So, can't complain. Hope you had a great start into 2023 so far as well. Everything went according to plan, and you could pursue what you wanted to do. I hope so. Feel free to tell me if the sound level is okay for you guys. I think it should be, judging from my streaming software, but who knows. Habe ich gerade keine Zeit zu, Tobi, sorry. Ich kann jetzt gerade nicht auf die Website gucken. Muss ich später machen. Aber danke für den Hinweis. It's great to see you and hello everybody. Same. 2 in the afternoon, oh well. Lots of time in the day still to go. Yeah. My day is almost over because in Germany it is 6 minutes past 9 p.m. So the weekend has begun because, as you may know, I mean, it also depends on the job, of course, but generally speaking, for office jobs, and I have an office job as well, it's a 5 days work week. so Monday to Friday. And some other jobs in Germany also have a 6-day week from Monday, the first day of the week, to Saturday, the 6th day of the week. However, with the exception of a few, businesses and jobs and everything, Sundays are off days in Germany. So for me, the weekend has just begun. 2 days, as per usual. And yeah. Karl Herring, hi! And Karl Creighton, hi! Ich muss noch ein paar Stunden arbeiten, aber ich freue mich darauf, später zuzusehen. Das freut mich doch auch. Thank you very much for the feedback, because that is something that I can't really check on the fly when I'm streaming live. So if there is, any technical issues happening in any of my streams at any given time, please tell me, because sometimes I can't really check it while I'm streaming. Or I don't notice, let me put it this way. By the way, I put my own answer to the comments in your Rammstein Q&A video. Would you like to see my answers? Yeah, sure. Feel free to share them. And glad you enjoyed the video. Or you watched the video at least, I don't know. Thank you. Thank you. I have to, try to not forget my tea while I'm streaming. I mean, I don't mind drinking cold tea, but it's not the same, Obviously, right? So I have to take care of that a little bit. Because sometimes when I work on videos, I have fresh coffee and everything brewed, and sometimes I'm so in the zone editing stuff that I forget to drink the hot coffee while it's hot. And afterwards I go like, okay, well, that didn't, work according to plan? No. But well, what can you do? What can you do? Alrighty. What's your favorite tea, by the way? I wonder. Because I love tea, and I love many different types of tea, flavors and everything. So at the moment, I'm drinking Turkish apple, Türkischer Apfel, with ginger, little pieces and slices of ginger in it, which I also really like a lot. And sometimes I also put some honey in there as well. But not every time. Couldn't live without my tea, especially in the evenings. And when I'm, in the office, I also drink tea. Don't drink like anything else, really. Just, became a routine, I guess you can call it. Earl Grey, not very original, but, classic. It's a classic. Earl Grey. I've never really, drank too much Earl Grey in my life, I don't think. Am liebsten Früchtesorten. Okay. Fruit flavors is Tobias's favorite. Yes, I really like the combination of, fruity tea with ginger. Like something that is very fruity, flavored with the hotness and little spiciness of ginger, a little bit of oiliness as well. It's a nice mixture. Yeah, makes for a nice mixture, I think. Really enjoy that. Working on a few videos at the moment. I have a few of them, quite a few, like 3, I think, that I'm working on, or that I can work on, that I've already recorded but not edited yet, including a video of me taste testing American products. You may have watched that unboxing, which is I think the most recent video. And I think, I started working on it. I think it will be out soon-ish. Maybe next week, maybe not. I don't know. We'll see. Because this year, I'm sort of trying to do things a little bit different in terms of my, uploading schedule. I try to have like 2 videos per week, but sometimes it just doesn't work out time-wise. And I want to go more and more, you know, to the process basically, or the approach to really have a video done when it's done, you know. I mean, that's what I do anyways, but I mean in the sense of, you know, oh, I have to hurry because I want to upload the second video of the week. You know, I really have to hurry, and I don't want to do that anymore. I don't want to stress myself with that, because sometimes, you know, that's not really good to do that stuff, to rush things, or, you know, for the sake of, you know, publishing something earlier than it needed to be published, you know. So sometimes I guess you will have like just 1 video per week, and other times you will have 2, and sometimes maybe even 3. So it will be a little bit, you know, unsynchronized, if that makes sense, imbalanced in that regard. But yeah, shouldn't be too much of a difference though, I don't think. What are you listening to? What do you mean, right now or in general? Jasmin Tee, wie Onkel Iro. Wer ist Onkel Iro? I've got to run, but gotta say I enjoy your videos, especially Rammstein. Being a fan. Thanks, Dave. Thank you very much for saying that, Clute. That is very, very much appreciated. That is so cool. I mean, that's everything that I want to achieve with my videos. You guys, you know, enjoying them and maybe even learning something. So, thank you very much for saying that. That means something. Now, that is just like some... I don't know what's actually called, to be honest. It's like license-free music that I can play on stream. Some electronic instrumental music. Yeah, nothing really fancy, nothing special, but you know, I like it for what it is. I've used it for like at least 2 years now, I think, roughly, if not longer. So yeah, it served me well, you could say. Very groovy. Very, very groovy. By the way, but talking about music though, there's one album that got released last week, you know, last Friday, which may very well be among my albums of the year, because it's really good, I think. And it's the new album by the Polish progressive rock or progressive metal band Riverside, which is titled ID Entity, or Identity, however you want to read it. And it's awesome. I especially also like the first song on the album, which is titled Friend or Foe, which is a very unique mixture of, you know, 80s synth sounds mixed with, you know, rock, metal influences and all the stuff, you know. If you're interested in that, that's the link to the album. I love it. One of my favorite bands anyway. So I was, yeah. It's very atmospheric as well. ID Entity. Thank me later. If you're, you know, into more progressive style music, rock music in general, metal music, you know, feel free to check them out, because I think they're awesome. And they're also like a very, if you like Rush, for instance, the band Rush, and rock music with a bass tone that is mixed, you know, up front, or that is very in the front of the mix, you know, in the front of the sound scheme, you know, then you will also like Riverside, because the singer is also the bassist and the main songwriter. So the bass is really heavy and really crunchy and really, you know, out there, which I also really like. Nice bass tones and nice bass lines and everything. So, yeah. Wie findest du eigentlich das Rock am Ring Line-Up? Ja, es sind wieder ein paar gute Bands dabei, aber es haut mich jetzt ehrlich gesagt nicht vom Hocker, muss ich gestehen. Also, ich meine, Foo Fighters, dass sie jetzt dabei sind, finde ich cool. Aber, ja, weiß ich nicht. Ist jetzt nicht so, dass ich jetzt denke, oh, ich bin jetzt traurig, dass ich keine Karte habe. Also, weiß ich nicht, irgendwie, nee. Nee. Da fand ich andere Jahre schon mal cooler. Måneskin, have they released their new album yet? Or are they about to? Definitely gonna check that out as well. Even though they're not one of my favorite bands, to be honest, but yeah, they're okay. Regarding the videos, I think you should not put yourself under any kind of pressure. We are always grateful to find a new video, but we want you to have fun making them. That is very, very kind of you, to say. The other thing is, and I may have to change that in the future, so far my Patreon is basically per video, a pledge per video. Maybe I should actually change that to pledge per month, a fixed amount per month instead of per video with that new approach. We'll see. Danke, I love Rammstein and came across one of your videos which inspired me to start learning German. Been addicted ever since. Keep up the good work. Wow. Mika Leinonen, hi. You seem to be from Finland, if I'm not mistaken. Love that. I love Finland. Suomi. Basically, I read a little bit about the country when I got into Nightwish and him and, a little bit of the Rasmus back in the day, but I'm not, nowhere near an expert. But I think I like the country for the uniqueness of its language and also nature and everything. From what I've seen so far and from what I can judge, basically. Yeah, would be cool to go there at some point. And thank you very much once again for saying that. That really, really, really means a whole lot to me, a great deal actually, because that is basically, as I've said before, everything that I can wish for as a creator. You guys enjoying the videos, the content, even though I don't really like that term for, more or less creative work, but videos in the sense of, content sounds so dehumanizing in a way and dry and surreal, but you know what I mean. It's so cool that you started learning German through my videos, through the Rammstein videos. That is awesome. Haben letzten Freitag neues Album veröffentlicht. Okay, dann muss ich dann mal bei Zeiten mal reinhören. Ja, wie gesagt, aber ich bin ehrlich gesagt, weiß ich nicht, momentan sowieso nicht so in Festivalstimmung. Also nicht so den Drang. Irgendwann kann es gut sein, dass ich mal wieder hinfahre. Aber aktuell nicht. Ich meine, ich habe kein Auto, also ich müsste mit Bus und Bahn oder so kommen. Und das ist mir alles irgendwie ein bisschen zu stressig. Aktuell habe ich keinen Nerv drauf. Aber ich feiere auf ein paar Konzerte dieses Jahr. Also halt nur keine Festivals. Aber Hurricane finde ich auch mal interessant. War ich auch noch nie. Mal gucken. Irgendwann vielleicht auch mal dahin. Mal was Neues. Would be nice to hear your reaction when you read the answers to how I became a Rammstein fan, if you know what I mean. You mean, okay, so you want me to read them now? Let's see, Rammstein Q&A. If I can find them, I'm gonna do that. Definitely. Give me a second, please. That's that. Yeah, that's me. Very, very brown, like tanned me, because I recorded that shortly after I went to the Rock am Ring. festival. Mirodaya. Let's see. Neueste. Okay. So, this is what I'm going to read now is Mirotaya's answers and replies to my Rammstein Q&A video from 3 years ago. But the answers, are fresh. Published 22 minutes ago. First question, when and how did you hear about Rammstein for the first time? They said, I was playing Guitar Hero and that game featured Rammstein along with other artists. Oh, I see. Okay, I've never really played Guitar Hero. I mean, I basically played it a little bit at a friend's place, but, many years ago. But it's fun, I definitely love that. Second question, what was the first song by Rammstein you've ever listened to? What was your first impression like? Answer, my first song by Rammstein was Du hast, which I think is the entry song for many people, especially outside of Germany, I feel. And especially, Americans, I guess. I don't know. I remember my first impression that the song had no lyrics in English. Yeah. And what's interesting about the English version of the song is that the sonic pun that is inherent in the German original version of Du hast doesn't work. Because in German, just saying Du hast without, you reading it and how it's spelled, you could either think Du hast means you have God, or you could think Du hast means you hate. The sound is the same, but the spelling is different. But if you don't have any spelling or any lyrics to read from, you don't know what's actually meant. And just, it's basically the context that really gives you the answer. But in this specific case, it's basically ambiguous. But you can't really convey that to English, I don't think. So, yeah. By the way, I've also analyzed Du hast in depth in a dedicated video. If you want to check that out, feel free to do that on my channel. Question number 3. Since when have you been or when did you become an active Rammstein listener or fan? Answer, I became a Rammstein fan when I heard the song Weidmanns Heil for the first time on YouTube. That song was released in 2009. It's all 14 years ago almost, which is crazy to think about. Okay, I mean, there's one of my favorite songs of Liebe ist für alle da, actually. Great song, great riff, great energy, really driving vibe to it. So that is a great taste, I think, yes. Question number 4. What was the first Rammstein album you've ever listened to and/or bought? My first Rammstein album, that's the answer, my first Rammstein album was Sehnsucht, Longing, which I've also reacted to in full. You can find a full album reaction on my channel if you want to. Sehnsucht. Not a blind reaction or like a first time listening reaction per se, but still fun. I borrowed it from the library and since then I like Rammstein's music. I hope you gave it back to the library though. Or maybe, you liked it so much that you kept it in secret. Who knows? Question number 5. Which Rammstein album is your favorite and why? Answer, my favorite Rammstein album is Liebe ist für alle da, which is, the album that I just talked about with Weidmanns Heil on it. That's why my favorite album because that's why it's my favorite album because some songs are good. Yes, there are a lot of songs that are good on the album. Weidmanns Heil, Haifisch, one of my favorites as well by Rammstein in general. Roter Sand, I'm not too familiar with. There are certain songs that I haven't really found their place in my mind yet. In terms of I can vividly recall what they sound like. Sometimes that's just the thing. Question number 6, which Rammstein album is your least favorite and why? Answer, my least favorite Rammstein album is Sehnsucht. That's a very controversial opinion, but, similar for me, actually. Even though, I also like the album, but I like the later Rammstein style, which is a little more refined in general. I like that more. Although Du hast is a really iconic song, yes it is. There are still other good songs on the album, for example, Engel and Klavier. Yes, with Sehnsucht, it is basically the second half of the album, you know, similar to Rosenrot, the album. The second half, I don't feel is as strong for me personally as the first half. And yeah, that's the way it is for me. Question number 7. What are your top 5 Rammstein tracks and why? Answer, my top 5 Rammstein songs are 5, Ein Lied, 4, Klavier, 3, Amerika, 2, Engel, and 1, Du hast. Which is an interesting mixture. Ein Lied, never been a big fan of that, to be honest. Klavier, meh. You know, I don't mind it, but Amerika, I love. Engel, classic, of course, you know. And Du hast, actually talked about that iconic song for the band. Question number 8. Which Rammstein songs do you dislike and why? Answer, I have to say that I don't like one song at all, which can be found on the Herzleid album. The song is Das alte Leid. I chose the song because the last chorus is too repetitive and there is a sample in the background which I won't say here. Trying to think of the song, what it sounds like. I don't know from the top of my head. Question number 9. How many questions is it? 15, okay. Couldn't remember. It's so long ago that I made this video. I would have guessed it's 10, but it's 15. So question number 9. Do you have a favorite Rammstein band member? If so, who do you like the most? Answer, I haven't looked at the information about the band members yet, but I think Till Lindemann is my favorite band member, which is an obvious choice, but you know, of course, it's obvious is obvious, but it's also quite legit because he, with his voice and with his tonal quality, you know, with his dark timbre, he just carries the songs. And also great lyricist. Question number 10. Have you seen Rammstein live yet? If so, where and how did you like the concert? Answer, I haven't seen Rammstein live yet, but this year I would like to see them live for the first time because Rammstein will perform in Finland on the 27th and 28th of May. Awesome. I mean, if you get the chance, I don't know if you actually got tickets. I hope you did, because it's sure worth an experience and worth the time and the money. I would love to see them again. I saw them live last year, you know, for the first time ever, and it was awesome. I actually made a video about that. Also, like a little concert recap vlog, if you want to check that out. I think the video is titled something like what it's really like to be at a Rammstein show or something like that. Yeah. Which also features some snippets from the show that I went to in Düsseldorf. Question number 11. What do you like most about a Rammstein show? Answer. If I think about live performances on YouTube, what I like most is when the audience sings along. Yes, and the lights are amazing. They did that to Engel, which is basically, you know, or they basically played it as a piano version, which is was different but cool. Question number 12. Do you have a favorite Rammstein music video? If so, which one and why? Answer. I have 2 favorite Rammstein music videos. If you have to choose one of them, my favorite Rammstein music video is Du hast, which is also very iconic, very abstract in a way as well, you know, with the masks and everything. So, yeah, but I love it as well. Very movie-like music video. My favorite scene from the music video is the ending scene where the band members walk away and the car explodes in the background. I mean, explosions are always, you know, in music videos, it's, you know, action movies and all the, only in those contexts, of course, then it's cool, but in other contexts, obviously it's not. But yeah, you know what I mean. I should repeat this, to be honest, this Q&A video. Maybe I should actually do it anew for all the people that have tuned into my channel after I, you know, became a little bit known for the Rammstein videos, I think. I guess, I don't know. We'll see. Question number 13. is there a Rammstein music video you don't like? If so, which one and why? Answer: I have to say that I haven't seen any other music videos because I watched their new Adieu music video at the premiere. So did I. Also recorded that for my channel. You can find that reaction as well. So I don't have any music videos that I don't like yet. Arguably. Question number 14. Did you become interested in learning some German because of Till's lyrics? Answer: yes, because now I can sing a few songs while looking at the lyrics at the same time. See, and that is awesome, I think, right? That is really, really cool. And last question. Question number 15. If you have anything more to say about Rammstein, let us know now. And answer: I must say that without borrowing the Sehnsucht album from the library, I wouldn't have become a Rammstein fan at all. And thanks to you, definitely, because I found your channel when I watched a video where you translated all Rammstein songs into English. The song titles, yeah. Even though, you know, that doesn't include the latest album, Side, because it wasn't released at that point when I made that video. But apart from that, that is basically what I did, yeah. And it's much fun, so maybe I should update that at some point as well. Sorry for the little, you know, intermission here with the question-answer thingy. I hope you appreciated that, though. Yeah, thank you very much for writing the comment, of course. Much appreciated. Wo wir gerade von neuen Alben reden. Green Day und Stone Sour können auch mal was Neues rausbringen. Ja, aber Stone Sour sind ja sowieso momentan auf Eis gelegt. Also ich glaube nicht, dass da in näherer Zukunft was kommt. Erst kommt ja von Corey Taylor sein zweites Soloalbum, schätze ich mal. Aber mich würde es auch sehr freuen, weil ich Stone Sour auch sehr mag. It would be nice to... habe ich schon gelesen. I've already read that. Die Headliner vom Hurricane können sich auch sehen lassen. Weiß ich jetzt gar nicht auswendig, wer da so ist. A Rammstein song translated to English is a travesty. You definitely should. Yes. I don't know what it was related to, but you definitely should. I agree. Yes. Do all the good things, you know, spread the good vibes. That's the most important aspect. I'm glad that I'm, you know, keep remembering to drink my tea while it's hot. I like that. Oder Airborne, aber die können auch mal was Neues kommen. Von Airborne kenne ich nur vereinzelt Sachen. Aber Running Wild finde ich zum Beispiel mega. Auch das Musikvideo dazu ist geil. Make the new video about Rammstein with a Q&A. Yeah, I should. I think I should. Maybe I should actually do the same thing all over again for people that... Because, you know, sometimes... And that is also something that I'm gonna do. Exclusive information for you guys. Every once in a while, I'm gonna be uploading a little curated compilation, Rammstein compilation video series titled The Rammstein Experience. And the first episode of that will be published soon-ish, I think. And each of those episodes revolve around a specific topic related to Rammstein. For instance, this first upcoming episode will revolve around German history related Rammstein songs and music videos. Because there are a few. So, yeah. Tobias McFly asks, who may be the new drummer for the Foo Fighters? I'm you know, my bets are basically on Josh Freese, very renowned and acclaimed session drummer for many bands. He's played with A Perfect Circle, with The Offspring, and you know, he's friends with Dave and the guys, so he's around the same age group, which I think is also quite important for like a band dynamic in the long run. But also, you know, Rufus Taylor, even though he's younger, he's like my age, like 31, 32. He's the son of Roger Taylor from Queen, and he's currently the drummer of the band The Darkness, which I also like. And he was, you know, big friends with Taylor Hawkins. So I could see that fit as well. And what I also would really enjoy, to be honest, even though it's not been discussed, I don't think, I haven't seen anyone mentioning this theoretical option, would be Nick Collins, the son of Phil Collins. I mean, he is very young compared to, he's like 22, 21, around that age. But he is, from what I've seen, at Drumeo, which is a channel about drumming. I'm really into music, so I watched those stuff, you know, that video, that kind of video, those videos every now and then. He has some chops. He seems to be, you know, a more technical drummer, but really, really cool. And I would love to see the Foo Fighters with that slightly different approach. I mean, from what I can tell as a non-drummer, but from what I know, Taylor Hawkins also was quite a technical drummer. But yeah, would be interesting. But I guess we'll find out later in the year. And I'm really looking forward to who it's gonna be and how they're gonna do that. If they will have, actually, you know, if they will have one specific drummer to stay with them, or if they are gonna change things up, you know, for concerts and festival appearances and everything. So we'll see. What do you guys think if you listen to the Foo Fighters? One of my most and least favorite Rammstein tracks is Sonne. Yes. See my comment on your Sonne analysis video to see why my views are so mixed. Was it a more recent comment? Then I may have a chance to find it quickly. If not, that's gonna be difficult because there are quite a few comments. Trying to look it up on the fly, but I may not be successful. 53,000 views. Wow. Okay. Thank you very much, everyone. I have it. Okay. Okay, so this is CD3PO's comment on why why Sonne isn't his favorite Rammstein song. Why that is. I quote, Sonne is easily one of my favorite Rammstein tracks, a close second to Feuerfrei. However, there are some things that really annoy me about its performance, especially when it's live. First of all, the introductory count from 1 to 9 is never done live. I have to actually... Didn't they do that live? I could be wrong, but maybe I think they did that when I saw them live last year. I could be wrong, though. The 2017 Paris tour is an exception here, though it's the only one I've seen. Secondly, there's a third verse after the second chorus that is also never performed live. I'm trying to recall what it was like when I saw them live last year. I don't know. I mean, could be that they didn't play that then, but I'm not sure. Aspect number 3, with the exception of the 2001 Mother tour and the 2005 show in London, the second part of the final chorus is always skipped with a quiet 5 coming from the crowd. Other than those things, Sonne is an outstanding Rammstein track that combines powerful vocals, excellent drum beats, and guitar riffs and choir-like backing vocals to create, dare I say it, an auditory masterpiece. I agree with that. Related to your 3 points there, and aspects that you mentioned. I mean, even though that may apply, and I can't really say that for the show that I watched, because I'm not sure what they played or didn't play, I mean. I'm not sure. Don't really recall those specifics. But even if that's true, that wouldn't, like for me personally, that wouldn't belittle the overall experience though of the song live. I mean that's to me those things are like details, and I see when people have problems with those things, and if they confuse them, totally see that, no question. But to me personally, that really doesn't really matter too much, because when I'm at a live show, I'm in the zone. I'm enjoying what I'm seeing, and even if it's different and somewhat unexpected, even because they leave out a certain portion of the song, or if the arrangement is a little bit different. For instance, in terms of Engel with the piano arrangement that they play live, which is totally different compared to the original studio version in terms of the vibe and everything. I quite like that at times, I mean, there are also examples for songs that I would have preferred to be really energetic. Sometimes, for instance, with the Foo Fighters, I really, one of my favorite bands, sometimes when they play Everlong, one of their most well-known songs, which it's a really powerhouse song, but sometimes they play or Dave plays a solo version with only him and the guitar strumming and everything, which can also be cool and very intimate, but I also like the full blasting original arrangement live. So I somewhat get that. I guess it comes down to matter of taste, matter of subject wishes and everything. So yeah. Let's see. But thanks, of course, for the comments, because I always enjoy reading, different perspectives and stuff like that. I listen to my own mashup versions of Rammstein songs while watching the stream. Do you want me to send you the Google Drive link? You need access rights from me to use the folder. I mean, you can do that if you want to, but gotta be honest, I'm not the biggest fan when it comes to mashup versions or remixes, in the sense of mixing a song totally different. Never been a big fan of that. Because, I'm purist. Mostly, I mean, there are exceptions, but mostly when it comes to music, I'm a purist. I listen to the studio version, the official version, and that's my version. And yeah. Béranger, I wish I could see them live someday, but there are no stadiums big enough close to where I live. That is sad, indeed. Yeah. So, pressing my thumbs, which is equal to crossing the fingers, wishing you luck that someday you will have a stadium show close to you. Sleepy Bobby 96, hi, thanks for tuning in. How are you doing? Hi Dave, just dropped in, so unsure what you're discussing at the moment, but just wanted to say hi. I just wanted to say I hope you're well and having a good January. Yes, I'm in Leipzig at the moment. Have you visited here before? Thanks, first of all, for the kind words. And yes, my 2023, my January has been great so far. I hope yours too. And I have been to Leipzig 2 or 3 times, before. Love the city. I'm a big fan of architecture, and there are many, many awesome buildings in the city, which I really, really dig. I actually took a few photos of them and published them on my Instagram, Dave_Dern. So yeah, it was in 2019 was the first time that I went there, and in 2020 I was there shortly before COVID hit. Yeah, love the city. Leipzig is beautiful, I think. I truly do. It's nice ring to it, the song. Love it. I love it. So would you guys like me to do a German-only stream at some point? Not today, of course, but maybe at some point in time. Or do you think, maybe it's not the best idea because some people may not be able to follow along? And, I don't want to exclude people from the stream experiences, of course, but yeah, I don't know. What do you think? I've thought about that before, every once in a while, and but I've never really done that though. I think I actually did one with, or like two with, Get Germanized at some point, a few years ago, but never on my own. Glad you are well. Yes, the architecture is lovely here. The Hauptbahnhof is especially lovely, I think. Yes. I remember, coming, arriving at the platform and then basically going like a long flight of stairs downstairs into like a big hall with a chandelier, I think, which always looked impressive. So yeah. Why not? I won't understand much, but I love to hear you speaking auf Deutsch, so I'd watch it. Ah, in German sage ich ja. Aber du zählst nicht, Tobi. Du zählst nicht. A German-only stream would be fun. Unsure how I could follow, how much I could follow, but it would be fun. Yeah, maybe I should do that. Maybe it's not going to be overly long, though. Maybe just like a shorter stream, half an hour maybe. But yeah, we'll see. Just give it a try, maybe. By the way, I've also recorded a new Rammstein lyrics explanation video for the song Schwarz, which is the third song on site, or the fourth. I think it's the third song. And I just have to edit it, and then I'm gonna publish it in February, I think. By the way, everyone, I guess some of you might know already, I also have a podcast. Hooray! It's a podcast in German. Hence it's titled The German Podcast. Who would have thought? It's a podcast with me, speaking German and talking about a specific context, a specific topic and theme each episode. And it keeps changing. For instance, the last two episodes deal with Lord of the Rings. And the most recent episode deals with the Harry Potter franchise. All the movies, And I basically told what I like about them and what they mean to me and everything. So if you're interested in that podcast, and if you like podcasts, and you can use that as a listening practice as well, feel free to do that. I can provide you with a link. The German Podcast. You can also find the podcast on basically every common streaming provider and, podcast app. Also, including Spotify, the usual suspects, basically. Deezer, Tidal, Amazon Music, and so on. And it's much fun. I really enjoy recording podcasts. Mit den Synchros von Cuddy. Ja, die kommen auch vor. Die erwähne ich auch in der Folge. Tatsächlich. There is a channel here. Yeah. The Hauptbahnhof has 2 supermarkets inside, which is crazy to me. Nothing like that at all. But yes, Leipzig is gorgeous. I'll be sad to leave. Yeah, I really want to go back there at some point, I've also been to Dresden, the other really big city in Saxony, close, kind of nearby, I think. But that was 21 years ago. so quite a while. It's been a while. It's been a while. I will check out your podcast. You do that. Mach das. And by the way, if you're a big fan of Harry Potter in general, or like specifically, and you really want to practice your German listening skills, I can also recommend the Harry Podcast. Harry Podcast. The Harry Podcast, which is basically a YouTube podcast produced by the German YouTuber called Mirror. And she, in each episode of the podcast, she basically analyzes 5 minutes of the first Harry Potter movie. And she's almost through with it. I think she's like at 85-90%-ish of the movie. And she uploads a new episode every few weeks, every few months sometimes, because it's a lot of work. But it's very informative. It's really entertaining, also really funny. Soup. So if you really enjoy Harry Potter, and if you really want to learn some German with that, I also made a video about that, by the way, learning German with Harry Potter. Just saying. And I can also recommend the Harry Podcast. I'm going to provide you with the link. It may also be a good option or opportunity for you to really practice your listening skills in terms of colloquial German, daily German. This is the playlist to the Harry Podcast. One of two, not all your viewers, me included, are totally fluent in German and therefore may not be able to process what you're saying. See, that is, what I'm fearing it could turn into, that not too many people may be able to follow along. But yeah, maybe a compromise would be to have those German-only streams every now and then, at least. In addition, of course, to the standard Q&A stream like this one. It won't lead to these streams not happening. Don't worry. But maybe in addition, and maybe like shorter, half an hour at least, at a max. We'll see. But yeah, I totally get that. And as I've said before, I don't really want to exclude too many people. I mean, none at all, to be honest. But yeah, sometimes I feel like I'm already excluding a few people on my channel because I think what my videos are about and how I basically explain things are not necessarily suitable for like the very beginner of learning German. I think my content is most suitable for intermittent and advanced people. I could be wrong though, but I think for the most part that is my target group, which I'm fine with, because there are so many more awesome channels out there that really focus on the basics of the German language. And I also made a few videos about those topics back in the day, but nowadays, I just, especially also for this year, I really want to focus on videos that I really love. That goes not to say that I don't love my previous videos, because I do. Every single one of them, I can stand behind all of them, I don't have to be ashamed of any of those videos, which is very important to me as a creator. But I just want to focus more on the specific style of video that I want to do more, which is most definitely more music related videos. Not just Rammstein, but also Rammstein. Yeah. Eine meiner Lieblingsfolgen ist, wo gerade die ganzen Zauberstäbe vorstellt. Ja. Das ist generell super. Tiffany, hi. Hallo, ich bin sehr spät. I'm at work and only have a few minutes. I'll check the replay after. Thanks for tuning in, though. As always. Excuse me. Greatly appreciated. CD3PO 2 of 2. I was in that situation with your Minecraft video recently. The subtitles didn't help in this case since I use a screen reader. Oh, I see. Okay. I see. Yeah, that's also a quite successful video, the Minecraft one, which surprised me. I mean, I know that Minecraft is still quite popular and everything, but yeah, it's cool. What really matters is motivating and exciting content that you provide, Dave. Thank you very much. Then your brain put in the effort. Cheers to you guys. Cheerio. Miss Sophie. Just have to check real quick. Okay. I'm sorry, guys. I'm a bit tired. It has nothing to do with you. Don't you worry at all. It has to do with me being old, first and foremost. It also has to do with me having work today, you know, and I basically just got home a few minutes before the stream started because I was at my parents' place and we ate dinner together, you know. And yeah, so. Mirotaya asks, how good are you imitating Till Lindeman's singing or speaking voice? I mean, that's a big difference, actually. I don't know if you've seen interviews with Till. There are only a few of them because he's very shy and he doesn't really... He shies away from doing them. Haha. Pun intended. But his speaking voice is very different to his singing voice, which I've always found to be quite interesting. I mean, you know, it sounds similar, but it's not really... has a different flair to it. I mean, if you really want to find out... Wait a moment. You can find... I mean, it's sort of like a tribute, I think. Sort of original, you know, not in, you know, original in the sense of I try to replicate to Lindemann. But feel free to check out that video because it's my Rammstein parody, my Rammstein Trilled R tribute video that I recorded, filmed a few, like 2 or 3 years ago. Sie wird heute Nacht nicht untergehen und die Welt sie laut besehen. You know, it's a... I like the sound of it, but I don't think I'm the best like replicant of that. Cheers to the Old Man's Club. Marcus Seneca. Hi, Marcus. Thanks for tuning in. How are you doing? The same procedure, you mean, meinst du, ne? The same procedures every year, James. Ugh, my voice cracks. I found your podcast on Spotify and saved it for later. I've got to go, but I have a great rest of your evening, Dave. Nice to see you. Thank you very much for doing that, for checking out my podcast. That's much appreciated. I hope you will enjoy it. As I've said before, each video deals with a different topic, so there are a lot of topics you can check out. And yeah, feel free to let me know if you enjoyed. Bérangerie, on the topic of language learning, have you ever tried these apps that follow you to chat with people around the world for the purpose of learning each other's language? No, I haven't, but I'm not like a language learner in the active sense of the word, so I'm not the target group for those apps at the moment. That may be subject to change, you know, maybe at some point I will go like, I want to learn Japanese, or I want to learn Swedish, or whatever. Maybe at some point, but at the moment I'm not really, busy with learning languages. So I've never really tried those, but I think it's interesting. Like, the approach is cool, because I think the more you immerse yourself with the language you want to learn, whether it's German or any other type of language, I think it can only be beneficial if you really do that with a native speaker, to some degree at least. Because it teaches you the subtleties that you don't really learn in language books or in language school. For instance, all the little details in terms of colloquialisms and sometimes, slang, daily slang that people use that you don't learn in, language courses. So, yeah. Maybe even sayings, common sayings. So, all in all, I think, it can be beneficial. But it also depends on how you learn, I think. It really depends on what type of learner you are. Some people learn better with that, and some people learn better with just reading on their own, or just listening to stuff repeatedly. There are different types of learners, so you can't really generalize that anyway, I don't think. But yeah. It's definitely very nice. For some reason, I'm contracted by many people from München. Ah, Munich. Okay, interesting. Marcus Seneca, I took 4 years of German in school, and I learned the most by hanging out with a German exchange student, just talking to him. I learned the most Spanish just working with Mexican coworkers. See, that is what I just said, in terms of immerse yourself in the language, if you can. Whether it's, watching a series that you know by heart, or a movie that you know by heart in the language you want to learn, with subtitles at first, and maybe, repeatedly after a while, and maybe you'll get to the point where you don't need the subtitles anymore, because you basically understand everything by context. So, yeah. Albino Croc. Guten Abend, freue mich, hier sein zu dürfen. Hi. Hi, wie geht's dir? Danke fürs Reinschalten. How was your month? My month was great so far. I can't complain. Yeah. I'm really relieved. I've actually said that at the start of the stream. I went to the doctor and had my regular checkup, with like blood tested and urine tested and everything. And everything's fine, with the exception of high blood pressure. But I got some like medicine, some drugs against that. So I think I should be fine in that field as well. We'll see. Yeah. Tja, Tobi, kannst mal sehen. Feeling an emotional connection is important. Yes. That is also what I try to aim for. It sounds strange when I say this, but when I think of videos and how I edit them and produce them, I also think of psychological factors. And I know that you learn, or it's easier to memorize things when you have an emotional relation to them. Even if it's just a very shallow one, if you laugh about something, for instance, it's still an emotional connection. And it's still easier to remember something when you laugh about it, compared to when you don't. And when it's just like reading like a book, really dry stuff, which I never really liked back in the day when I learned English in school, for instance. I didn't really enjoy learning English just like reading a book without actually hearing what it sounds like and everything. That wasn't my thing personally. Some people really love that, and I totally get that, more power to them, of course. But to me personally, that wasn't sufficient. So, yeah. Mr. Marty J66, hi. Thanks for tuning in. Hi, I'm guessing you've watched 1899 on Netflix. Will you be doing videos about it? No, I haven't really watched it so far. I actually thought about watching it. But now that I know that there won't be a second season and they basically got rid of, or they didn't book further seasons, let me rephrase this. I'm not really motivated to check it out anytime soon. Maybe at some point I will. I know it's from the makers of Dark, and I really enjoyed Dark. But the difference from what I can tell and from what I've read is that Dark is very German focused, whereas 1899 isn't. So there's no real direct connection to my style of, videos and my content. So never say never. We'll see. But yeah, so far I've not really planned on watching it anytime soon. But we'll see. Still, I think it's quite intriguing from what I've seen, the trailer and everything. But yeah. I have almost the same Rammstein studio albums. I haven't bought the Herzleid and Mutter albums yet. I buy them from Rammstein's official shopping site. Ah, I see. The albums that I got as a Christmas present were bought from the same place. That is awesome because that directly supports the artists, so, and the people that work for them, of course. So awesome. Swedish is an awesome language, and Sweden is an awesome country besides Germany, of course. I mean, I don't really know too much about Swedish, but from what I've heard so far, I really like the sound of the language. When, for instance, when Tobias Forge from Ghost speaks a little bit of Swedish in interviews, or Mikael Åkerfeldt from Opeth when he speaks a little bit of Swedish. I like the sound of the language. Yes. It doesn't need a second season, no connection for sure. Yeah, maybe, I may actually give it a go. But, yeah, we'll see. I don't know when, though. When yet. But thanks for recommending it to me, of course. Feierst du das so hart ab, Tobi? Okay, krass. Yeah, I also really enjoyed Dark. I made quite a few videos about Dark, by the way. So if you really enjoy Dark and you want to learn some German and about the German lifestyle and German culture with Dark, feel free to check out my playlist about that. You can find that on my channel, including a video about me, explaining typical German things in Dark, how to pronounce every single name in the series in German properly. What else is there? Season 3 recap and, overall show recap video. Maybe a German listening practice I think I did back in the day. I also analyzed the Nena song that's played in the very first episode, Irgendwie, Irgendwo, Irgendwann, which is a lovely song. So yeah, if you enjoyed that, I can provide you with the playlist link. Just give me a second. Learn German with series Dark. There it is. And this is the playlist link. Just posted that into the chat. All right, everyone. I think I'm gonna wrap it up for today because I'm quite tired, to be honest. Maybe it's the medicine. Maybe it's but we'll see. I don't know. So glad that I have it now, though. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the stream. I sure did, and I think I'm gonna be back in February. I'm gonna announce that. Once I know more. And as I said before, maybe at some point I'm also gonna try to do this German only stream thingy. We'll see about that. Yeah, thanks for your support, of course. Thanks for watching. Thanks for asking your questions. And if you have, or if you come up with questions in between streams that I'm doing, feel free to write them down. You know, feel free to ask me in the next stream if you have the time and if you want to tune in, of course. Yeah. So, thank you very much once again. Thanks for your support, whether it's by liking, by commenting, by sharing, by giving a super thanks, by becoming a channel member or becoming a patron, which is also, of course, you know, a very helpful option if you really enjoy my content. So thank you very much for doing all of that. And yeah, hope you're gonna have a nice weekend. And let's tune in to the next video, which will be released next week, I think. So up until then, have a nice weekend, everyone. Have a nice morning, noon, afternoon, evening, night, whenever it is. And wherever you are on the globe. Thanks and definitely see you next time. Tschüss und bis zum nächsten Mal. Bye bye.